Hello, my friends. It's Saturday, September 14th, 2024. This morning, I woke up very early and I had not a lot of sleep deprivation, which is good. So, staying up the entire day and going to bed at night and not taking a nap, not if I didn't need it, but I'm pushing myself to stay up so that I can better adjust my sleep. My breakfast is the thing I made, and again, utilizing the food that I've purchased and received, you make good choices. I had myself potatoes. I had the golden dishes and red. And I went ahead and cut them up, sliced them up, placed them in a little butter, seasoned it up. And my seasonings, I put hot sauce and lemon pepper and a little bit apple cider vinegar. Good. Let those sit. Then I got 3 eggs, medium sized, and then 2 steaks. Top that off with spinach, cheese, hot sauce, and lemon pepper. Very simple. I am very grateful that my desire to cook was very high. And it was just the idea that seeing my mother cook and put things together, and it was very, very good. And I wanted to do that. And I remember me cooking for them. And my cooking was very rich in the sense that, unfortunately, again, my mother was a teacher, my father was in the Navy, my father worked for immigration, then for Homeland Security. So they were in the realm of government jobs. And to tell you, that's the truth. A teacher that works for a school district is a government job. It's government-run schools. And my father worked when he was 17 in the Navy, got out, tried to do things for himself as private business because he wanted to be a salesman. And then went right back to the home board immigration and then Homeland Security. And they have a different perspective. It's basically government driven, very bureaucratic, which I hate bureaucracy, with a passion. And I have done the exact opposite. I've been more privately based, and I want to stay away from government completely. But when it comes to the food that my father ate, he was given 3 squares a day on the Navy, and that led him to have heart disease at age 40 and had quadruple bypass surgery. I'm 56, will be 57 in March, and I haven't had a heart problem. I don't have a heart problem. I had my heart checked out. And it's funny in a way when the doctor had approached me, or when the doctors approached me, and the first thing they said, "Oh, heart," because of the weight. Again, it's just, they are ingrained with their playbook. And again, 9 times out of 10, they might be right, but they make assumptions that are completely wrong. And then that's why when the doctor came in and told me, "Oh yes, we have to avoid red meat, butter, eggs. You want to have more grains," and they went down the wrong path. The path is making people sick for the last 40 years, in my opinion, or actually longer. We have to break that cycle of this appeal to authority, which is authoritarian and psychotic, essentially, in what they're doing. So when I saw my mother cook, it compelled me to want to cook. So I did. And when I made the food, it was very rich. The example being that both parents were working, I was saying. And orange juice was Minute Maid. It was concentrate. You would open it up, plop it down, add some water, it would be there. So it was basically artificial. It wasn't real. And when for a time would get Tropicana with a pulp, But then I switched to actually taking the orange and grinding it up and that be an orange juice. And then now I just eat the orange. I don't care about orange juice because orange juice, by its own lack of transparency, is just sugar water with artificial flavoring. Even if it's Tropicana, it's still artificial because, oh, it's pasteurized. Yes, you're taking out, again, pasteurization is a 20th century solution to a 19th century problem. The fact that people didn't wash their hands, they had bad hygiene, they didn't know about microbes and things that keep clean. And one of the solutions was to just boil it and then kill all the good beneficial bacteria along with the bad. Throw the baby out with the bathwater, per se. As opposed to understanding, clean, sterilize, get things done, but then retain the milk or the food in its original state. And they don't do that now. They want to modify this, modify that, make it this so it lasts longer. And they're putting in these chemicals that are not good for you. So when I would cook for my parents, they would say, it's very rich. It's too much for my digestion system because their systems had been compromised. My mother had stomach issues and digestive issues her entire life. And it was stress related. It was also just bad choices. But the irony is that I cook, my brother does cook. My younger brother, I do not know. I think he does, but his wife doesn't any cooking. But my sister, the youngest, is the most corrupt and most psychotic, doesn't cook. When she graduated high school, went to college, she just started eating fast food and having someone cook. And convinced my mother, because I wasn't there, I only heard about it, that, because my brother told me at the time, my mom stopped cooking. And I'm going, why? She was just tired of it. They are convincing women that cooking is making you a slave. It's not. It's your job to feed yourself. It's your job to feed the family. A man will bring the money in, the woman cooks the food. The man goes out and hunts, brings it back. And likewise, I cook too, because I do not want to be dependent on anybody else giving me something. That is why I cook. That's why I invent, make things up. I'll open up a spice rack, or I'll look at the store, I'll look online, look at a cookbook, and going, okay, ooh, this looks good. It has these ingredients, fantastic, and go with it. And the one thing that I do, every recipe is a guideline. I take that and I make it my own. I do not conform to how things are. And that's the different approach between the left, communism, Democrats, morons, and conservative leaning. Republicans are in the middle. I don't get Republicans. Republicans, to me, are very spineless. They are people who don't commit. They just want to follow the rules and they're milquetoast, per se. Democrats have passion because they want to break the wheel. But they're breaking the wheel not by let's say, a recipe. Let's say that's a perfect example. A Republican will get a list of foods, and what they'll do is that with all the food it requires, they'll go out and get the food, or they'll make sure if there's something there that they can get themselves, they'll go out and hunt it. They will go get it, so it's a myriad. They'll get the food, and if it's a meat or anything like that, they'll go out and hunt the food and bring it back. And they tend to go for recipes that have heartiness, bulk, not food, right? And that's the extent. That's a Republican. A Democrat will get the recipe and they will follow it letter by letter, line by line. And the same thing, they'll go on a YouTube channel and everything that they do it exactly the same way as the person teaching them. And it goes for all aspects. You name the activity that they do. If they want to do something, they go look for it online or they get the instructions and they follow it letter by letter by letter. No creativity, no thought of their own. That's what they do. And you see it in every aspect that they do. Everything that they do, it's done by the numbers. And then they have no thought of their own. They just do what they're told. And that is dangerous. That irks me. I see that happen all the time, where someone will just sit down, play a video, and do the same freaking thing that they do, in exactly the same way. And if they go through a list of tasks and then they stop and the task can't get completed, they will not move forward and they'll have a breakdown. A conservative will hunt the whole damn thing, go out and cook everything for herself. They will raise, if the thing calls for potatoes, they'll go out and grow potatoes. Meat, go out and get the meat. Go out there and they know this is the right natural source, 100%, like the Amish do, like old school people do, like on the farm, on the ranch. And if there's a list and then they have a problem, they find a substitute. They improvise, they adapt, they overcome. That is the difference, what a conservative is. They adapt and overcome. They don't break down and have a hissy fit if they don't get that they want. And that relates to everything else. That's how society is. And that's the best. That's probably one of the best explanations of what it is, how it works. So that is why when it comes to food, I experiment. I change things around. And of course, I hit out of the park all the time because, again, I know my intention is to make a good meal and to show that it can be done. I do it. And likewise, when I go outside, I went outside yesterday or today. That's 2 days. I've been going outside for about an hour and sitting outside. And the thing is that I do not use mouthwash. I do not use deodorant. I do not use any chemicals in my soaps or anything like that. I just want all natural. And I went outside. I took a shower, went outside and sat out there for the entire day, or for an hour, and twice. And it was hot. And I felt it, moved around, got out of the sun, change your body, like I'm roasting myself, because I want the vitamin D. And I had some beautiful milk today as well. Drank that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I have a gallon and a half. I'm going to continue to do that because I love milk. My foods, the snacks I had, again, the best snacks. Cherry tomatoes, pistachios, oranges, bananas, and have my tea. It's good. But the point being here is I'm taking control of my life. I set the standard. I look at my pills that they gave me. I stopped taking them because... Why? Yes, because I don't want to be on a pill. Here's what you have to understand. Pills are designed to do one thing. To establish a new baseline homeostasis of your body so that you are dependent on it. And this goes for not just illicit drugs like marijuana, cocaine, heroin. It goes for anything you take. Well, take it back. Marijuana is different. But your body starts to get accustomed to the pill you take every day. And in turn, that's the whole scheme. The scheme is you're born, they feed you bad food, You go to the doctor, you get on a pill, and you have a customer for life. And they don't tell you to change your lifestyle and change your food. You still eat the same crap, and then you just, it's just bad. Making America healthy again is so important. What Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing is important. He's bringing everything to the front, the things that could not be said regarding vaccines, regarding natural food, regarding the chemicalization of food and GMOs. We have to recognize and get educated on what has to be done. And that's the most important thing. Educate yourself and learn how to do something. Because when shit hits the fan, which it's going to, I'm ready. I have my camera here, I got my computer, I got some clothes. That's it. I have no furniture, I have nothing. And again, that's where the disconnect comes, where people are, they want to buy a home, they want to get this, what are you all doing? There's more important things than your home and this and that and your car and then who does what. What these globalists are doing is even worse. And it's time to stand up to them and take them down. And that's what I'm going to do. But let's talk more about that on Rumble. Because again, just like taking a recipe and making it your own, I'm going to take back our country and make it my own for true people who want to have freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and freedom to do whatever I want. And not to be imposed upon by any group that's a minority and is being touted as something that's very important, and it's not. LGBTQ, the gay agenda, the gay mafia per se, they're just plain evil. And they're playing into the idea that they need to be special, and you're not special. You're complete idiots. I'm done with it all. So guys, let's go to Rumble, like and subscribe this video, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.